Good morning and welcome to P&B Sports Show. I remain your host, Tom. Last night, the FIFA U-20 World Cup produced a tough night for Nigeria. The Flying Eagles were beaten by Argentina in the round of 16, and it seems like they are following their counterparts, the Super Eagles. I'm joined now by our guest, Walter Odige, all the way from Lagos State, who is a renowned journalist and a sports analyst. And where he's going to unpack what went wrong, what this result means for Nigeria's youth pathways, and how the team should regroup moving forward. Welcome to the show, Walter Odige. Walter, are you with us? Okay, I think there's something wrong with his network or the network at his end. But before then, let's dive right into it. We saw the two-goal opener by Argentina in the first half, and it seemed like it was something that sprawled out of surprise, and Nigeria actually could not hold down the ball as well. And we could also see that the formation of Nigeria by coach Zubairu wasn't formidable, as he decided to use the X formation. And we could also see that it seemed like the midfield was being held by Argentina as well. It was very catastrophic for the Flying Eagles. We did not actually expect that type of result from them. Looking at the performance before the round of 16, it was extremely surprising. And well, it seemed like our goalkeeper in that match wasn't kind of capable enough for the heat in this match. And some would question that after the first half, what happened? And why couldn't the coach Zubairu actually bring out another goalkeeper? Because we know we had goalkeepers from Manchester United. And why could he not change the tactics of the team? It was extremely surprising for some Nigerians, and we did not expect this kind of defeat, knowing fully well that in the last Under-20 World Cup that we actually won Argentina 2-0. And some would say, is this the fault of the NFF? Or is this the fault of the players on the team? But we also have players. We have players from different clubs. We have players from Sporting. We have players from Sporting Lagos. We have players from different clubs, even in our own league. And some people are asking, what does this have to do with our own football federation? We have players like Ebenezer Harcourt. We have players like Ochoche, we have players like Okoro, Daga, Bamei, Areri, we have players like Saliu, Megana, and Aliu. So what really went wrong? But right now we're going to go on a short break. And when we come back, we are going to have Walter Odige on the show, and he's going to be giving us in-depth analysis and what he believes went wrong. So don't go anywhere. Sit back for P&B Sports. We'll be right back. Okay, so welcome back to P&B Sports Show. I'm your host, Tom. Like I said earlier, we have Walter Odige all the way from Lagos State, who is a renowned journalist and a sports analyst with years of experience, many years of experience. But let's dive right into it. Walter Odige, how are you doing?
I'm doing very good this morning. Good morning to you. How are you doing this morning also?
Fantastic. Okay, so let's dive right into it. What was your take on the match between Nigeria and Argentina in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup?
I wasn't surprised at all. I said yesterday, we had about three guests yesterday, and why the other two guests were trying to, sound like patriotic Nigerians. Why can't we beat Argentina? This, that. I differ yesterday because I didn't see how this Flying Eagles they would beat Argentina. To be honest with you, Argentina have been on a great run. They they are top. They finished top of their group, winning, scoring 12 goals in the group stage, winning all three games. So it was quite an easy group for them. Good group, top group, but they made it easy. So I knew for a fact that yesterday playing against them would be tough. Although I didn't expect the embarrassing scoreline, I will be honest about that. I didn't expect the scoreline to be embarrassing, but I expected Argentina to, beat Nigeria. Do you know why? Because listen, these things are not fluke. A team
Mm,
that will do well, you will know. This team is one of the worst Flying Eagles team I have seen in recent years. To be honest with you, it's the worst Flying Eagles team I have seen because I started paying good attention to the Flying Eagles since 2005. Until today, this is the worst Flying Eagles team I have seen because I don't understand how you go into a tournament. Before the tournament, I was very, very positive. I remember having a program with you, and
yes.
I made mention of us being in a very good group. I made mention of us being in the easiest group among all the African teams. Our group comprises of Norway, Colombia, and Saudi Arabia. I didn't expect Nigeria to finish third in that group. I did not expect Nigeria to struggle till the 94th minute penalty to beat Saudi Arabia. I expected Saudi Arabia, Nigeria to beat Saudi Arabia hands down. I didn't expect Nigeria to struggle against Colombia that would need to come back from behind and score the 87th minute penalty to draw against Colombia. I didn't expect Norway to beat Nigeria. I expected that group to be a very good group. So as soon as I saw their performance, I knew something was missing here and there. So I knew that the team was not good enough, and I knew for sure
Eh,
they were not going to beat Argentina. So I was
especially
not surprised.
especially considering the fact that in the last under 20 World Cup, Nigeria actually booted out Argentina in the round of
Yes,
16 to make sure that we actually move forward. And then Coach Zubairu of the Flying Eagles came out before this tournament and said, well, the expectation is that he's expecting this that Nigerians will be expecting them to surpass the position in which they finished in the last under 20, but it seems that they were not up to the task in this year's World Cup. But looking at it, we saw Argentina using a 4-2-3-1 formation, and we could see that the Nigerian formation was a kind of X formation, and but it seems like their own formation, they held most of the midfield, and we could not hold most of the midfield, and it actually left our it opened the cupboard, and the Argentina could see the skeleton of our goalkeeper. And it also seemed like our goalkeeper was worse than Andre Onana. So some would ask, is it a problem? Is it a tactical problem from the coaches, or is it a problem of the players? Is it that we do not have the personnel that we actually need on that team?
I don't want to believe we didn't have the personnel. I don't want to believe that. You made mention of the formation that why the Argentina formation and the Nigeria formation. The truth of the matter is, formation does not matter in football. Like especially in this age grade level, formation is not all that matters. It's all about the execution with the players,
Hmm.
the mentality they come with, their mental strength of the day. Those are the key details that matter. Nigeria, you could just see watching that game, you could see that this Argentina side are far better than us. Yes, we might look more imposing, we might look more stronger and more physically have better attributes, but the fact of the matter that they know what they are doing on the pitch. They know their tactics. They know how they are set up to play. They know what they wanted to do. So they were just better than us. That said, Aliu Zuberi is a very good coach. I'm not going to deny that fact. He's a very, very good coach. But I think we need to we need to shift direction from appointing older coaches as under 20, under 17 managers. We really need to shift. They are young, vibrant coaches doing very, very well. We need to find a way to bring in these young tactical coaches, because football now globally it has gone tactical. Football globally is gone to what instructions, what informations are these players getting?
Yes.
What instructions are these managers passing through to these players? I don't believe Argentina have better players than us, but I believe that they were better coached than us. I don't believe they have better players than us at all.
Especially you made mention of execution. I think we had more shots. We had about 14 shots. They had about 10 shots, but they had 6 shots on target, and we only had 2 shots on target. So some will wonder and agree with you and say that it actually seems like it's a matter of execution. But moving forward, you said it seems like it's a coaching problem and is not the players' problem, and I agree with you, because we had players from all over the world. We had players from Europe, we had players from other African teams, we had players from our own league here. We had the personnel, and some would also say that we had Ebenezer Harcourt, who was a goalkeeper, who was a shadow of himself yesterday, and we also had the Bielsa United goalkeeper. But some will say, talking about the tactics now, if we have a younger, because looking at it, we're looking at it from an experience standpoint, which Zubairu actually has. But if you are looking at it, don't you think that African coaching is not up to par per se? Because normally in other players internationally, you could see that they give these players videos, films of the particular players that are going to be marking, the positions that they are going to be playing. But it seems like our own coaches, they will just tell them, God will do it, let's get on the pitch, don't worry, you people should bring out your best, you people should do what we've been doing in training, without actually knowing the personnel that they are going up against. Because in that match yesterday, it seemed as if they did not even know who they were going up against. So what is your opinion? Do you think that we need to change the style of coaching in Nigeria as a whole?
Yes, I really do think we need to change the style of coaching. It's the same reason we feel, we feel our local coaches are not good enough for the Super Eagles. I think it's the same vein. We should also understand that maybe our local coaches are not also good for our youth side, because all these foreign national teams, the Argentina, the Spain, they are appointing their coaches, good coaches. So we can't afford to continue like this. We can't continue appointing all these elderly men. They should remain in the Nigerian Premier League. They should stick with the Nigerian Premier League club and coach the Nigerian Premier League club side. Leave the under 17. No coach older than 35, 40 at most should manage the under 17 and under 20. No coach. So how will you give maybe it's a cadet team.
Yes.
Give it to a young coach to manage them. There are a lot of things that a 50 years old, 60 years old manager will not be able to pass to a young kid. There is a huge difference when you have a young coach of age. There's this guy at Rebel Stars, the coaching beyond limits, the Rebel Stars Academy side. Every time they go for international tournaments in Norway, in Denmark, in Sweden, if they are not finishing first, they are finishing second. The worst you can see that they happen to them is that they went out in the semi-finals. That is good coaching. I have been privileged to see the man face to face. I've been privileged to watch his team play one-on-one, and I've been privileged to see him in action during training sections and all of that. And I can tell you that there is no way Aliu Zubairu is passing those same information, making those same instructions to the Flying Eagles. It's not possible.
Especially, I was at the Remo Stars training facility. I went there, and what I realized, I could actually count about 3, like the one I saw, I could count about 3, 4 pitches football pitches there. And
Yes.
some will say some of these people, they actually have the facilities. It seems like the private investors have the facilities. And I was privileged to meet the owner of Remo Stars as well. A very humble man as at that. And you could actually see that this man has invested his time into developing young players. And yes, he had they had some Remo Stars players also on this team, and you could see that those players, the way they played, some of them even played better than the international players that we actually had on the pitch yesterday for Argentina. So it's a surprising thing. But let's take it back into the match. We had early goals yesterday. We had a goal at the 23rd minute, and we had another goal before the first half had ended. What did this mean for the Super Eagles? Because I thought coming into the second half we would see a change of tactics, but we didn't see that yesterday. So what does this mean? Sorry, for the Flying Eagles. Is it that they just didn't have the opportunity to change the tactics, or is it that they were using Ruben Amorim's style that he uses in Manchester United? That is a one-way road. If it's not this way, we cannot do any other thing.
Like I said earlier in the show, I don't believe tactics is good, your formation is good, but I believe on the day it has to do with your players. It has to do with their mental health. It has to do with their mentality. It has to do with what they are coming to the war, because it's a battleground. It's a war ground. So what are you coming to the war on the day? Yes, I might have stronger, better players. I might have stronger, better warriors, better fighter. But if a night before the fight, my warriors will go out and start drinking, smoking, involved in sexual activities, trust me, their opponents that was training, no matter how weak they are, they will defeat the warriors that were not prepared. So what was the preparation like? What I could see, Argentina came with a plan. Let's come and we are better than these people. We have the better opening 3 matches than our opponents. So Argentina came in. They said, you know what we'll do? Let's get these goals running up. They scored in the first 2 minutes. Then they scored again in the 23rd minute. Before the end of first time, it was 2-0 already. So now that killed Nigeria momentum. That killed Nigeria morale. As far as I'm concerned, it's a knockout game. It's a game that you yourself, as a player, as a manager, you know if you lose this game, you are going out. So I don't think there's anything tactics and formation and also will not matter to you at that point in time. The only thing that you can tell your players is instructions. You tell them, go out, fight, go out, try and reduce the deficit. And once you do that, the game is open, because now you are trying to score one, you are trying to counter, you're trying to pull all your players out there, you're trying to go all out there, you're trying to score goals. But Argentina, on the other hand, they are calm. They have a 2-goal advantage. They are calm. They just know that one counter attack, it is 3-0. Another counter attack, it is 4-0. So it's what it is. And I don't know. I don't think there was anything Nigeria could have done once immediately they went 2 goals. I absolutely don't think there's anything they could have done. They didn't come to the game prepared. They didn't come to the game like a team that wants it, and it showed.
Okay.
As soon as Argentina went 2 goals up, it was all over for the Flying Eagles.
Okay. But looking at these players, like you rightly said, you said that Nigeria had the personnel. But do you think, is there any player that you saw that actually stood out for you throughout this tournament?
Not one. I didn't see. It's a team sport. I always say something that in football you are good as your teammates. We keep on saying Manchester United. We talk about on this show every week. We talk about Manchester United. Is it the player? Is it the coach? No. Last season there was no Manchester United player that was good enough. We all criticize everybody. Oh, Rashford good. Oh, Anthony is this. Oh, this one. Oh, that one. But Anthony now leaves the group, leaves the youth, goes to Real Betis. He's one of their best players over there. Marcos leaves the group. He goes to Barcelona. He's their best player. McTominay leaves the group. He goes to Napoli. He top player of the season. He finished top 15 in the Ballon d'Or. He finished top 15 in the Ballon d'Or. So that's what I'm saying. I will not. I think once the unity is bad, individuals become bad. Ebenezer Akot, you can see the way they are roasting him on Twitter. People are saying, how did he get called up to the Super Eagles? Because he had made his debut for the Nigerian Super Eagles,
Yes.
although Chant Eagles for him. People are questioning that he's not good enough for this. How did he get this? But that's not good. This is a goalkeeper that has been very, very for Sporting
Lagos.
Sporting Lagos Academy. He has been very impressive for cadets for Nigeria under 17, under 20 team. But now, because he's had a poor tournament as a of being in a bad team, a bad environment, look at what we are talking about him. That is the Ebenezer keeper, a very promising goalkeeper.
The funny thing is, we just put up a picture of Ebenezer Hakot, and then prior to the program, I told them, I was like, this guy, they made him look like a mumu. That was the word I said. They made him look like a mumu yesterday.
Yes.
Because even the defenders, they were not playing the way they were supposed to play. They just left him open yesterday, and it was shocking from the players.
Daniel Daga he plays in Europe. This is Daniel Daga's second FIFA U-20 World Cup, and he plays in Europe. So I don't understand how Daniel let's talk about Ariayi. But now Ariayi is one of the most talked Nigeria under 20 players. He to cement stroke according to everyone in the space. But guess what? He had a stinker. Talk about Daniel Bami, their captain, the central back. This is his third under 20 tournament. He also had a stinker. So see any player. The only player that was impressive was Sani Suleiman. And of course, he did not play yesterday as a result of injury. So he's the only impressive player that
okay, so from your own point of view, are you saying that none of these players, because we've seen over time, we've had under 17, under 20 players, and we've not had a lot of them that have moved on to the Super Eagles. I think Victor Osimhen was a very, very rare case. Yes, he was a very rare case. And are you saying that you're not even seeing even one player that we can say, okay, call up this player to the Super Eagles. Let's develop this player. Let's see what this player can do on the Super Eagles.
If we are to judge by men that we can follow up the Super Eagles, to be honest with you, all of them had a stinker. They had a very bad tournament. No one. Like I said earlier, maybe Sani Suleiman, but even the Sani Suleiman we'll call him or not call him. Leave the tournament with his head up high because he didn't play the game that was disastrous. The game that I don't think there's anybody. I used to have high hope for but now I used to be a huge fan because he came out from beyond. So I have huge hope for him, but at this tournament, I didn't see that player. I didn't see the man that I thought he was. Same as Daniel Daga. Daniel Daga is one of the best players. He graduated back academy. He went to Europe and he's been doing very, very well. I didn't see anything from Daniel Daga at the tournament. Then the goalkeeper. Those are the three people I would have said probably make it to the Super Eagles in no time, and we'll get be invited to Super Eagles to taste training with the Super Eagles. But I won't lie to you, judging by this tournament, there is no one Flying Eagles player that is good enough for the Super Eagles.
Quite unfortunate. Even the captain, Bami, is saying that it's not even worth it to be called up to the Super Eagles. But moving forward, don't you think that there is a touch of the Nigerian Football Association in this issue? Because we can see that we spend so much money bringing in these players from outside the country, organizing the best players. We tell ourselves that we are bringing the best coaches, that we are bringing. We take these players traveling for different tournaments, and yet we do not receive results. Yes, there must be a winner or a loser, but why is it that Nigeria must always be on the losing end? Because we can see the same thing on our Super Eagles, and now in our Flying Eagles. Under 17, they are nothing to write home about. So what do you think about this? Do you think that the NFA has a hand in the issues that these teams are having?
100%. I think this is what we are supposed to even discuss on the show this morning. But they are failures. Yes, I saw a tweet this morning on Twitter. I don't know. I could have gone and find it right now. I'm coming. Let me just give me this.
No problem.
Let me get the tweet because I retweeted it. So the tweet goes like this: it says the under-17 team failed to qualify for the Cup. The under-20 team have been embarrassed out of the World Cup. The under-23 team did not qualify for the Olympics. The Chan team got humiliated at the Chan tournament. The Super Eagles are not going to the World Cup. Applause for the NFF. So,
yes, a round of applause for the NFF. They are doing very well.
We are shouting. Yeah. Yeah. We are shouting Daniel Bameyi, Ayeyi, Accord. But the fact is, it's not the under-20 that is failing. The under-17 has failed. The Chan Eagles, they have failed. The Olympic Eagles, the under-23, they failed. The Super Eagles have failed in a group that had Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Benin, Rwanda, and South Africa. Have failed to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. So, to be honest with you, the bulk of the blame, the bulk of the problem lies down at the doorstep of the NFF. They've been terrible. They just want to take praise. It did not work. Like we saw with the Super Falcons. They just came and let's take the praise. So, but they didn't work out for it. They're not doing the right things.
Okay.
They are interfering with the players. They are interfering with the managers. Accord for the under-20 tournaments by connections and by recommendations by NFF. Instead of allowing the coach to pick a goalkeeper for himself, they brought about Accord because Accord is just so Clinton, for example, of Bayelsa United, who's already a top flight goalkeeper in the Nigerian Premier League. Is Nightingale Eagles' first choice goalkeeper. Accord.
How come we didn't see him? We didn't even see him on the pitch.
Clinton, a chance. This is somebody that's already playing top flight football. This is somebody that the goalkeeper of the match 3 times in the MPFL this season. So these are I think let's talk about infrastructure. Let's talk about how the team trains, how the team prepares for. Listen, the NFF are to be blamed for.
Okay.
Yes. No one else.
Strictly. So well, it seems like most Nigerians are blaming the NFF and the goalkeeper because on Twitter I saw them only roasting the goalkeeper and the NFF. But moving forward, what advice do you have, Walter Odige, for the NFF and for Nigerian footballers in general?
For my advice for the NFF, it's a wake-up call. We are the giants of Africa, so we claim, but we are not, replicate. We're not doing that on the play. We've been terrible because it's sad that Nigeria will not be Cup next year. Now it's even worse than Nigeria under 7. That's our tournament. They made that tournament for us. But we are not going to be at the next year on the 17 World Cup also. And we just got embarrassed by Argentina 4-0 at the under 20 level. So my advice for the NFF is we need to start, taking this cadet football serious because if the foundation is faulty, trust me, there's nothing the house can do. The Super Eagles cannot be successful, not grooming players from the under 17 level, the under 20 level, the under 23 level for the Super Eagles. So what my advice for the NFF is let's go back to the roots, abolish the whole setup, younger coaches, appoint managed coaches within the age of 10 or 40 at most to take care of this under 17 or 20 boys because I believe they are tactically sound and they are. But now, don't stop recommending players for these coaches. Let us select the best players we have at this level. 2 and thirdly, let's strictly stick with the age group.
Yes.
Carried Daniel Bame. Daniel Bame is up to 25 years old.
Abego.
For a fact.
Abego. They said he's under 20, please.
Daniel Bame.
Please.
This is Daniel. He third under 20 World Cup. How about now? So he was 15 when he went to the first under 20 World Cup. No. Players like Daniel Bame at the under 20 end.
That's the legend of the under 20. Well, thank you so much, Walter Odige, for your perfect and always consistent analysis on P&B Sports Show. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation always.
The pleasure is mine.
Yes. And also, congratulations to the NFF. You people are doing well, in the under 23. You people did not qualify. Under 20, you people have crashed out. The Super Eagles, they are struggling to qualify. Congratulations once again, and well done to the Nigerian Football Federation. Well, we've come to the end of P&B Sports Show. I remain your host, Ara Kotom, and until next time, stay sporty, stay safe, and bye-bye.